Hello guys, this is my first official introduction video here on YouTube video. My hopes with this video is that you get to know me as a person and just see if this is a channel you want to subscribe to. So I have some questions here that I generated through ChatGPT because of course I'm barely starting. So I thought I'd post some questions up and that way you have some good answers as to maybe why I'm doing YouTube and all that good stuff. So let's get into the questions. So what's your name and nickname? My official legal name is Kenya Bravo, Ms. Bravo for you. So I am 31 years old. I was born in the 1990s, girl. The next question is, where are you from? I am from Washington State, specifically Wenatchee. Well, I don't live in Wenatchee, but I am near the Wenatchee, Washington area. But that's the closest city to me, so I have to say that's where it's at because nobody would know where I live because it's the middle of nowhere. It says, what grade are you in? I am not currently in school. I did go to school. I went to Eastern Washington University and I graduated with my Bachelor of Arts in Children's Studies. And I do not use my degree currently, but I did work in social services for a nonprofit agency and I loved my job. It was very rewarding. However, it did take an emotional toll on me. And my work environment ended up getting a little toxic towards the end. Nothing crazy. I could have pushed through it, but honestly, I feel like for me emotionally, it probably wasn't the best. But also, I got my current job. I work in ag now, in office administration. And I got that job because one of my friends at the time when I was working at the nonprofit organization, she introduced me to the ag world and she was like, hey, my sister's hiring, this company's hiring, they need someone, I think you'd be a great fit. You had told me that you were maybe looking into new jobs. So that is how I got my office administration job currently. I love it. Do I see myself there in the future? Not really. However, it pays the bills and I like the work environment there. I've been there for 5 years and I don't mind it. It's pretty chill. I like the people who I work with. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see what life has in store. But for now, I like my job. I like where I work. I'm comfortable. However, obviously, it's always good to strive for more. I am an ambitious person. But yeah, in the future, I don't know where I see myself exactly. Definitely will get there once we get there. But right now, I am just enjoying the moment and just kind of waiting to see what's going to be the next step after that. When is your birthday? My birthday is June 26th. I'm a Cancer. I used to be very big into horoscopes before, my college days. Now, not so much. But if we're talking about characteristics about a Cancer, I definitely do feel like I'm a crybaby. I'm very emotional, very sentimental, I'm very expressive, very creative. I am a very creative person. I'm a social butterfly, but I also really am an introvert. I also really like being at home and just having a chill day. Okay, personality wise, how would your friends describe you? I am actually not a person of many friends. I'm a social butterfly. I know a lot of people, but I have the close friends that I have, it to me has always been quality over quantity. And I don't have a big group of friends. I just don't. I don't know. I've gone through a lot with people. So it's crazy because I have my best friend, and shout out to you, Daniela, if you're watching this video. I don't think she will, but if she is, I actually met her since the middle school. So we've been friends since middle school, which is crazy. We had a little shift apart moment because we went to college different times. At the time when we were going to school, my grandpa had passed away and it was a toll on the family. And for me, it didn't make sense to go to college when we were going through all this stuff. And yeah, I was already enrolled and I had to drop out of school and started working for Cricket, which is a phone company. And yeah, after that I went back, and then so once we both finished school, then we reconnected, and that's how we're still friends. So that's pretty cool. What's one fun fact about you? I am double jointed. People laugh at me every single time I say that. I don't know why. But anyways, I am very double jointed. I have very flexible thumbs, flexible hands. Like it's kind of weird, but I'm also very flexible, which I don't mind because, you know, I like to stretch and stuff. So, favorite drink. So here in Washington, it is very common that we have coffee stands in every corner, in every street. If you know, you know. If not, you should come to Washington and find out for yourself. So yeah, for me, I really like Lotus drinks right now. Well, one of my favorite drinks is pink Lotus with strawberry guava syrup. I'm more of an energy drinker. Obviously, I know coffee drinking is better for you and your heart health. But yeah, I just like the flavor of the sweetness in Lotus drinks. I know it's really bad, but those are my favorite drinks. Favorite movie or TV show? Favorite movie, I like any family movie that makes me cry. I don't know. I just like any family movie. Like, family movies to me just hit hard. Like Alvin and the Chipmunks, like Garfield, like cheesy movies. I love all those. And then we're talking about like more action, more thriller, more that kind of vibe. I like the Divergent series. I like the Hunger Games series. I like all the Colleen Hoover book movies and stuff like that. So my favorite color. My favorite color is yellow. I feel like yellow describes me as a person. I try to be very positive, very optimistic, very bubbly. The color yellow just brings so much happiness to my life. That's why I think I gravitate towards the color yellow. And favorite holiday, I love Christmas, guys. Christmas has a special place in my heart. I just like the lights, especially here in Washington where it's cold. We get snow, the snowflakes, the snow. I have my daughter. I'm a single mom, if you guys didn't know. And my daughter's growing up, so like I see myself as a kid, and like I want to show her all the things that I did as a kid, like sledding, tubing, skiing, all that fun stuff. So I like winter. I like the Christmas holiday in winter season. Let's see. What do you like to do in your free time? I have a lot of hobbies, but I do like it's so crazy. My friend Daniela actually introduced me to both of these. A spin class. I like doing biking, cycling, all that fun stuff is fun to me. I haven't biked. We have this really long loop trail here where we live in the area, and I haven't done it in a while, but that was one of my favorite things to do. I have to do it again once the weather is nicer. But yes, cycling. I also really like going to Reformer Pilates. It is so fun. I used to like lifting heavy weights and stuff, but now like I feel like I'm kind of growing out of that. I just kind of have to mix it up. So yeah, I wanted to get to the juicier questions. So I actually wanted to share with you guys why I started my YouTube channel. So as I said, I am a single mom. When I became a single mom, it was a low time in my life. It was a really hard time for me because I had to go through my pregnancy alone. At that time, it was really hard, and it was really hard to let go that I was going to be pregnant by myself and be a single mom by myself. And yeah, I remember needing at that time like a social place and people to connect with, and I didn't really find that. I felt a lot of shame and guilt when I was going through that, and at that time I was looking to confide in somebody who was going through the same thing I was. I found that through YouTube. I found that through, there was some people, I can't remember the names on the top of my head, but I confided in that, and it helped me get through what I was going through. And I was like, oh my gosh, like my story could be helping somebody out there. And I obviously want to share my story someday. I think I'll share it soon. I'm getting the courage to share it and all the details. But yeah, I think that was the big thing that I was like, you know what? I need to tell my story, because there's a lot of women who end up being single moms, who are married, who are separated, who are divorced. And it's the last thing you can imagine that you go through. And even though it's a big blessing, it is a very scary thing to go through. But obviously now I've grown, and honestly, it's the best thing I could have done is to be a single mom. I love my child. I wouldn't trade it for the world. She's made me become a better person, more mature. And I feel like when I had her, I had a lot of growing up to do. I had her when I was, what, 28. So yeah, she's now 3 years old. So yeah, like that is the biggest reason why I wanted to start my YouTube, is to share my story and have other women feel empowered that, you know, they can get through anything, even if they have to go through something alone. So yeah. What kind of videos do you want to make? So I definitely, like I said, I want to share my single mom experience and how I got through everything that I went through. I also really like doing fashion, lifestyle, vlogging, all that stuff. I don't know, my story in life is crazy. Everything is crazy. Like, even the relationship that I'm now is pretty crazy, like how that came to be. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I just need to share more about my story. I feel like you guys would be pretty surprised of all the things that have happened in my life, and I can feel my connection towards my audience and meeting new people and connecting with other people through those life stories. What can viewers expect from your channel? That I feel like a very genuine person, you know, someone who's humble, someone who likes to grind, someone who enjoys beauty, lifestyle, makeup, getting ready, all the girly things. That's what you will find here. You know, maybe in the future I'll share more about, like, again, my personal life. I would like to share that with you guys someday. Am I a morning person or a night owl? I am a night owl, but now that I had a child, I have been working out in the morning. So I wake up at 5 a.m. when I can. And it is the most coolest thing ever, because once you go in the morning, you're good for the day. You don't have to do anything after. And then I get more time to be with my daughter, which is my favorite thing. So yeah. So I think that cuts the gist of this video and the questions. I hope this kind of helped you get a little bit more sense of who I am, why I'm doing this, what I want to bring to this channel. And if you guys have any questions or any comments, any dislikes, any likes, any feedback, let me know down in the comments. I'm very open to feedback as long as it is productive and kind. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to continue being here. If you liked what I said, if you want to connect, feel free to subscribe. It is free. Like this video and share my name out there so more people who you feel like would connect with me and my life story get to be connected to this channel. I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys on my next video. Bye.